Hi there guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up your audio so that you can easily share audio files with your students. I'm also going to show you how to set up playlists on Manycam to make your audio management during the classroom much easier. So first, some basics. This is a diagram of how the audio will work on both Manycam and Zoom working together. Over to the left you can see Manycam. You can see audio files and you can see the headset or microphone. The headset or microphone is the device that picks up your voice and sends it into the computer. In this diagram, the audio from the headset or microphone goes into Manycam first, then it goes through to Zoom and finally through to the student. The same is said for audio files. Audio files must play through Manycam first, then through Zoom. Once it reaches Zoom, it will inevitably be played to the student. So first I'm going to show you how to set up audio files with Manycam. Let's upload one basic audio file so that I can show you how it works. Okay, so on Manycam, let's look at the icons all the way over to the right. At the top we have presets, next to that we have audio. The other icons I don't think you will really need. Most of them I have never needed and I've been using Manycam for almost a year now. Presets is used to create presets, which were explained in the previous video. But below it is the audio. This is the part where you can set up everything audio related on Manycam. Okay, so playing a basic audio file, let's look at this region, this grey area here. It says this playlist is empty. What we're going to do is add an audio file so that we can play it back on Manycam. First, we click the Add Songs plus icon. We go to Files. Now this is an audio folder for my student books. I'm going to click on the top one and I'm going to click Open. So now we can see the audio file has been loaded into Manycam. Let's play it back and see what it sounds like. We do this by double clicking on the MP3 audio file.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Do you play a musical instrument? Which?
Okay, you get the idea. One thing you can do is you can select the audio file and press the play button as well. That will play the song, or simply double click on the audio file you want to play. One way that you can make managing audio files very easy on Manycam is to set up audio playlists for each of the student books that you have. Now if you're someone that uses things like iTunes, then I would think that playlists would come naturally to you. Playlists on iTunes work very similar, if not the exact way on Manycam. So we're going to go back to this empty playlist region, okay, and we're going to create a playlist for a student book. Let's click on the Add Songs icon. Let's go to Files. Now this is a list of MP3s which are for a student book I have. They're in a folder already. This requires some organization on your end, okay? You would need to at least put all of your MP3, all of your audio files for each student book into separate folders, or if you want to be super organized, you can even have separate folders for each unit of each student book. Either way, we're going to select all of the audio files in this folder, press Ctrl and A to select all of the audio files in the folder. Click open. Now you have all of the audio files for the student book that you've selected. Okay, from here you can start creating playlists. The most basic thing would be to just make one playlist for everything that's in here. So to do that, we can click the load save the disk button, click save playlist, give it a title. I'm going to call mine playlist. Notice that the file format is audioplaylist.m3u. This is the exact same file format that is used by iTunes. That means if you're more confident at using iTunes, you should be able to create playlists on iTunes, save the M3U playlist file and open it in Manycam. But if that's too complicated, or you prefer to just stick to Manycam to do everything, keep it nice and simple, then you can ignore that and continue with what I'm doing right here. So click save. Okay. Now we can delete this if we want by clicking on the bin button, basura. We can click remove all. Okay. If I want to load the playlist I just saved, click on the disk, click on load playlist, and here is my playlist right here. Click open, and there we have it. Nice and simple. You can now create playlists in any way you want that helps you for each lesson. I would imagine the most typical ways would be to have one playlist for each book you have, or to have one playlist for each unit inside of each book. Whatever takes your fancy, whatever makes it easier for you. Next, let's look at setting up your headset or microphone with Manycam. This part is very easy, so if we look to the right again, just below this audio playlist area, we have another section called Audio Inputs. I want you to click on the blue Add Audio Device button. Here we select the microphone that's going to play into Manycam. Your options are probably going to be different from mine. You will probably have the microphone that belongs to your laptop, or if you're wearing a headset like me, then you can see your headset. My one is this headset microphone, Microsoft LiveChat LX3000. I'm going to click that, and now as I speak you can see a volume level of my voice appear. That's Manycam telling you that it can hear you bright and clearly. You have a volume adjuster right here. I would recommend putting this volume all the way up to make sure the student can hear you easily. For adjusting the volume of your audio files when sharing with the student, you have a similar slider here. This adjusts the volume for the audio files. Let me show you.
What TV programs do you watch?
I'll make a mistake. This is the audio volume right here. This one, okay? The one above it is a timeline of the audio file, so you can play from the beginning or towards the end. I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to put the volume up so we can hear this audio file again.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Do you play a musical instrument?
Okay. Now, when I teach my classes, I make sure I have my audio input from my microphone turned to the maximum, and I make sure that my audio files are around about halfway up in the medium, en medio in Espanol, or you could perhaps put the volume to maybe 2/3. This allows you to easily talk over the audio file if you want to with your student, but if you feel that the audio file is still louder than your voice, then you can just turn down the audio like this. You can reduce the volume by turning this slider over to the left, or you can click this loudspeaker button to mute the audio completely. Now nobody will hear it at all. So now you will have learned how to play audio files on Manycam. Also, how to connect your headset or microphone into Manycam. The final stage is to connect Manycam into Zoom. Once this is completed, the student will automatically be able to hear all of the audio, your headset microphones, your audio files, because they play from Manycam into Zoom and then automatically to the student. So first we're going to load up Zoom. We're going to click New Meeting, not because we're going to contact anybody or have a conference, it's only to configure our audio inputs. So now you're in Zoom. I want you to put your mouse down to the bottom of the screen and you can see all of these icons. To the left we have the mute icon. Right next to that, over to the right, we have this arrow. Click the arrow. Now you can either select the option under select a microphone, this option, microphone, Manycam virtual microphone, or you can go to audio settings. In this area here, I want you to click on this microphone drop down box. You must select microphone, Manycam virtual microphone, not your headset or your laptop's microphone, the Manycam microphone, virtual microphone. Okay, if you do not see this option, then possibly Manycam has not installed properly on your laptop, in which case contact me. But I doubt that's the case. I think you should all have microphone, Manycam virtual microphone option here. Select that. Now Manycam is connected directly into Zoom. That means your voice from your headset, audio files from Manycam, both will play straight into Zoom and then straight to the student. If you happen to be in a loud area or a noisy room, for example, if you have a dog barking in the background or children running around, Manycam can help you to some extent, okay? What we do is we scroll down here to noise suppression. If we bring this slider all the way over to the left, it can help reduce some of the background noise that you may be having. Now, this can help the problem to some extent, but it's much better to just have a quiet room to begin with. If you have a quiet room to begin with, then there's no conflict, there's no problems. However, if you have noisy children, noisy neighbours, then push this slider over to the left. That may reduce some of the volume for you. One last thing, at the top of this audio section we have global sound, we have preset audio. At this point I'm not completely sure what they do. I've always just had them switched on and there's never been any problems for me. Right over to the bottom we have audio playback device. I just leave this to default playback device. Here, completely at the bottom, we have audio monitoring. What does audio monitoring do? Well, if you turn it on, it allows you to hear your own voice. I would just have it switched off like this. The only time I have audio monitoring on is if the student cannot hear me very well, if the signal is bad. At least turning audio monitoring on, I can hear what the student hears. Most of the time it's just annoying. You can just leave it switched off. The final thing I want to talk to you about with regards to audio with Manycam today is the system volume. What is the system volume? Well, the system volume is something which allows you to play all sounds coming from your computer. So if you want to utilize system volume, you go to this blue button again, add device, and select system volume. Now Manycam will play both your microphone up here, as you can see I'm speaking, the volume is still going, and it will play any kind of other sounds from my PC. This can be quite troublesome, as if you happen to receive an email during your lesson, then the student will hear the sound that your email program makes. It goes boop, 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 boop. The student will hear that noise. Or if you have WhatsApp web and somebody messages you on WhatsApp and it's connected to your application on your computer, it'll go whoop, or whatever sound it makes. Your student will hear that as well. You're probably wondering why I have even suggested why you would want to have the system sound in the first place. The one situation where I do need it is if you play YouTube videos direct from Google Chrome or your internet browser. So if you want to play a YouTube video, first we go to Google Chrome. I'll go to, where shall I go to? No, I won't use this window. I'll use my teacher version of Google Chrome that I have. So this is YouTube. Let's say I want to play this video to my student. Now I don't know if you can hear the sounds just yet. I'm going to go to my Manycam. I'm going to go to preset. So if you remember in the last video I created a preset just for YouTube. Here we are. Double click YouTube and I have to right click, go to desktop, go to app window, go to Google Chrome. Polar bear cub, that sounds about right. Click on that. Here we are. Now the student can see, move that down a bit. The student can see the video and we can talk about it. So this is where I need system volume, because now if I play, you can't hear any audio. On Manycam, we need to go to system volume because YouTube is playing through the system volume. Now we'll play it again.
The female cub seems to be taking the lesson seriously. One day she'll have her own young to feed.
Oh, won't we all? So, we have, that's how we set up the system volume. It's the only situation you'll ever need system volume. Be very careful with it because the rest of the time it's quite annoying. Unless you're streaming YouTube videos in the way that I am, you've got no need for system volume. So you can mute it or you can delete it.